All right, so Nildo, you are with Cirque du Soleil Volta, and you've been with Cirque for a long, long time.
Yes, I started in Cirque du Soleil in 2003.
Wow.
So
16 years.
Yeah, 16 years. Like I did a show Ka in Las Vegas for 5 years. And then from that, I changed the show. I went to Viva Elvis. Viva Elvis stayed in Las Vegas for about like 3.5 years.
Doing Ka for 5 years.
5 years.
Was that a bit, like, did it get, because it looks exciting to do the show, right? But I
Yeah.
mean, after 5 years, were you just kind of like, oh my gosh, I
So-
gotta bounce on this trampoline
Exactly.
again?
It was a perfect time. 5 years was good enough to work over there, know people, and okay, I think I did too much, so it's time to move. And then I got another project to do, was like Viva Elvis. And we just changed casino. So I used to work in MGM, and then we go to Aria.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it was amazing because I don't need to move around. So I just change workplace. It was awesome.
And when you join Cirque du Soleil, you have to come with a certain set of skills already. You don't join Cirque du Soleil and they're going to like, what are you good at? We can train you to be a contortionist or whatever.
Like I started to do circus performance training when I was 8 years old. So from that, like I have a circus school where I started training. I have no idea what I can get money from it. So for me, it was just a sport. It was just something what I would like to do it, like acrobatic, like a gymnastic. So I could go to gymnastic. So I went to the circus school.
So at 8 years old,
8
what
years old.
kind of skills did you kind of show your family that this was going to be something that you would be great at?
Acrobatic, like a backflip, like a round-down flick, backflip, trampoline, like double back. I started training that, getting good at it. And I remember my mom says, okay, I was about like 15, so you need to find something to do. This is not a life for you, like how you going to live with that.
Can't be in circus school forever, kid. You got to start paying those student loans.
Exactly. So that was, but 1 or 2 years later, I started to perform. So, and then I started to get money from it. So that was awesome. I never think about what would be possible. And from that, like everything is going up. And then I heard about Cirque du Soleil. So I trained even harder because I think it was in 2000, I knew it would be I audition. No, sorry. 1998 was audition in Brazil. And then I trained very hard. I passed the audition. So they didn't call me. They didn't call me back because I have so many people over there. But 2 years later, I did another audition. And they called me like 3 months later. And then I enjoy Ka.
Is Brazil a hotbed for circus performers? Is that where you said there was a lot of competition there? It's like the Dominican Republic is big for baseball players. Is Brazil got a lot of circus performers?
Well, we do have a lot of performers, like a theater performer. Because right now, like we start to doing it more like, how can I say, have the company, a theater company, and they start to add circle performers over there. So now we have a lot of those kind of things. Like it's like a Cirque du Soleil. Like so, they not put only acrobatic. They start to put dance with a theater, have a story. So you know what I mean? That's how it start to getting very like big.
First of all, it has to be mentioned, if you haven't been to Volta yet, like every single person in that show is ripped like ridiculous. Like you come away feeling partially bad for yourself, and then you're like, all right, I'm in my 40s. Would I be able to get that body ever? Probably not. Could I come close? Definitely not. How do you know you were in the show Ka for 5 years? How did you know when you made did you ever make a mistake in those 5 years? And would anybody watching the show notice when a mistake is made?
Well, sometimes you can cover. As the most important, sometimes like you always do the mistake. The mistake always there, like always can happen. But the point is like we're gonna show to the public. We try to go around. That's the big issue. Like, of course, sometimes happens. Sometimes like nothing we can do, and then we can see it. But that's how life show. You know what I mean? Like that can happen anytime.
Easier to cover up on the trampoline wall. Not so much probably like those guys that jump through the hoops. Like if you knock over the hoops, everybody knows that you made a mistake.
Well, I one time happened to my two friend of mine. Like I used to work at Viva Elvis. It's happened like one training. We're just gonna switch some little stuff. Like some my friends, one friend's supposed to jump, and then others supposed to jump on the same trampoline. What happened is, I think the coach came and say, we're supposed to change that. Would be better. So we train. Everything was easy. It was so easy to do the change. What happened is, when happened to the show, the other guys did the automatic. He just do what he did like for a long time, and the other guys went to the same time.
Right.
And then they crashed in the air and land on the trampoline.
You were part of that.
Oh yes.
How many days were you out of commission? Like what kind of injuries are we talking about?
Oh, we talk about like 3 to a month sometimes. Like if nothing broke, it could be like was 3 a month. It was a month. So like if anything broke, like probably can be like 3-6 months recover. But thank God it was just like they crashed, like looked pretty bad, but they was good. Like,
do you even remember starting? Because I looked at this and I'm like, well, there's no way any of us could get into trampolining. Like, how would you even start? Like, I'd break my neck on day one. Like, it's somebody like, all right, I can bounce a foot in the air. Now I'm going to go 2 feet.
I'm good now.
But it comes a point where it's like, it seems like everybody that's in Cirque has been doing it their whole lives. You probably don't remember doing it the first time, and maybe you started when you were kind of fearless.
Yeah, like one of the for sure, like you should be fearless to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
sure. Well, I do remember. Like I really like I remember like watching TV like gymnastic, like the Olympics, and they say that's what I like to do. That's what I want to do, and then I start to train very hard. And I get a performance, and today I'm working Cirque du Soleil. I'm so glad, like, to do what I do, to traveling now, because I stay in Vegas for 8 years, so now I'm in Volta, and it's traveling. It's different life, and it's amazing. It is amazing.
You guys all go out together?
Oh, yes.
You know?
Most of the time, like, we hang out because we know each other. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like, and it's fun because we go someplace, we see the same people all the time.
Yeah. I'm sure a lot of romance comes out of among cast members.
Happen sometimes, yes.
How many couples are
from inside? I don't know, maybe like 3 or 4 right now.
3 or 4.
But when you know each other, like it's hard like to break and you know, like you know each other, and then you know like this one is gonna hang out with your friends because everyone is a friend of a guy. So
right. But if you break up, you have to leave the show. Basically, I mean, I'm sure that's happened.
Well, yeah, most
Or
of
go
the
to
time,
another show.
yes, most of the time that's what happened. But someone can handle.
So I see that you're married, and you were saying that you guys were in Vegas for a while. So now that this show, Volta, is kind of traveling, they go to different cities. How does that work with your home life? Do they travel with you?
Oh, yes, they do.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, they still provide, they help us, like, most, like, of the little stuff, like visa, if my wife needs a visa, or the kids need a visa to stay with you. When they provide a room, they know can be like a big room by the family. So the Cirque help us a lot.
Do you have children?
I do.
And they travel with you too?
Just a newborn baby, like 2 months old.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
At what age will you be throwing that newborn on the trampoline?
Probably I will do like a back tuck with her on my arms in about like 3 more months.
3 more months.
Like when she has like 5 or 6, yeah, it's good enough. I can hold pretty tight, and will be her first back tuck.
So it's a pretty good life. You would encourage your daughter to do
Oh, definitely.
that kind of thing?
Yes.
You don't think it's too dangerous, your daughter? I mean,
Well, the danger is always there. The danger is always there. It's like if you learn how to step that steps, you know, like will be easier. Like always when we train, even if we do like crazy stuff over there, we train very, very hard on backstage. we never go there on a stage and throw new stuff right away. Like we train a lot, and sometimes even like if you know a very like hard, difficult trick, for the public doesn't see that hard. So sometimes like if I do like I want to do triple twist, and if I do 2 twist like different way, like will be way more easy to the people read than the triple. Well, sometimes I do for my friends, like, you know what I mean, for the friends on the back, like, oh, you see, I did a new trick. Like, we know the difficulty, but the public doesn't know.
Right.
So sometimes we try to make it easier to they understand.
The public's main thing is trying to survive when those aerialists are above the crowd. We're just trying to survive that. We're just like, am I going to be okay? I'm like, I was right in. It was as fascinating as it is. It's like, okay, now I'm part of the show. Like prior to that, my only Cirque performance was like climbing over a chair into my row rather than going down the row. People were like, yay. Another question for you, just in terms of like your downtime and everything. Do you all teach each other different skills? Like, can you do the BMX bike riding flip thing or whatever?
Well, yes, we always help each other. The BMX is way completely different category, like from trampoline or like acrobatic. But like it's crazy. I have one story where it was very fun. When I just get to the show, I supposed to do like jump wall. I saw the act in the middle of the show, and then I think to myself and say, why is that number not be on the end of the show, like to finish the show? I think to myself, and then the show continue and everything, and then I saw the BMX act. What they do, exactly what I do with the bike.
Right.
So I was pretty impressive. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, was very impressive. So I don't know if I can do that like so quickly. Like, it will be, but like they give a chance you can train. Like, if you know you can be good at, like they always like let you train. Like right now, friend of mine doing like jump wall, they do like a hoop dive right now. They training. Someone do like the rings. So you know what I mean? Like we really give chance if you know you can perform that. Like if you want to, yes, definitely we can.
What do you think is the hardest thing to do? Like, what do you think when you're watching the show? Because I think it's the unicycle guy, even though it's not as like crazy in terms of like I love to see people flying through the air and jumping through and doing backflips and everything, but like to hold somebody on top of your shoulders
it's already difficult.
Be on a unicycle. But what do you think? What do you think? Like just from a viewer standpoint.
Exactly what you say. Like it's already to hold someone on your shoulder normally on the floor, 2 feet on the floor. It's already hard. Yeah, think about with the unicycle. So yes, I think that's pretty hard. Like that's something no one's gonna do. Like need to train hard.
You gotta have core. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
it's not easy
and
to
balance
do that.
too.
Yeah, and
One
strength,
wheel.
like all the things
Like-
I don't have.
That's something like way different than what I do. Like if I do acrobatic, it's not the same to do like a unicycle. You need to do all unicycle. You need to be good at it.
Yeah.
You need to put someone on your back, on your shoulder, and figure out like if you're able to do it. Plus now do performance with someone on the top. Like it's not easy. Definitely, I think one of the harder.
Well, it's an incredible show. Anybody that's not seen it, what I love about Volta is I found that because I've gone to a lot of Cirque shows, and I've found like I want to know what the story is, and it's not always easy to understand just from watching the show. So I usually read up in advance. But what a great format! It's kind of like watching America's Got Talent. It's easy to follow along with, and the hits just come fast and furious. It's just awesome.
Yeah, this is pretty much that.
Have you had anybody from America's Got Talent go on join Cirque? They must have.
Maybe. Like I didn't hear about it, but yeah, it's pretty possible.
Yeah.
Oh no, actually, I have a friends went to the Got Talent. I have friends. Yeah, definitely. I saw opposite, like from Circus or like from our category, like went there and then performance there, and they really like it.
Oh, could
Oh,
you
wow.
get a group together and go try out for America's Got
Oh,
Talent,
yeah.
and then you end up in
Oh, yeah.
Vegas where you already spent 5 years?
Oh yes, that's possible for sure.
Possible, but would it be something that would even? I mean, I'm sure your schedule is busy enough. You're already on the
Right.
biggest.
Well, the people what I know, they went there, they finished the contract, and they trained to do something like different, like on Got Talent.
Ah, gotcha.
Do you know what I mean? But yeah, like probably if you talk to the manager and because of course you need to make sure you don't miss the show. But if you always need to talk and see if they let you leave for a few days or something like that, because you can train at our training room over there. So do you know what
The
I mean?
boss comes through late at night. You're training, and they're like, "Oh, this guy's really putting in his time. He wants to get better at his skills. Wants to make the show better." And you're like, "No, AGT. I'm going out for a reality show contest." Man, you are awesome. The show is incredible. I'm in awe of every single performer on that show. There's not one person that where you're just like, "Well, that guy's a
That's
hanger-on."
the slacker. There he is.
That's one thing good about Volta. Volta, everyone. What I like the show is, I know everyone over there, and everyone is so nice with each other. I don't have one guy where I can say, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Like Volta, it's way for me, like because I've been in a few shows, but the Volta one, it's amazing. All the group over there, the crew, it's amazing.
Cirque du Soleil. It's called Volta. It's at Atlantic Station through January 5th. And check for lots of promotions that they have. Check out their website, cirquedusoleil.com/Volta.